The world has always feared its ending. Every civilization has whispered about a final age. They have predicted a time when morality collapses, truth becomes negotiable, and humanity forgets why it exists at all. But thousands of years before modern anxieties about artificial intelligence, climate collapse, and social decay, ancient Indian sages described an era uncannily similar to our own. They called it the Kali Yuga, the age of darkness, and they spoke of a mysterious figure who would appear when chaos reached its peak. A warrior riding a white horse, carrying a blazing sword, destined to reset the cycle of time itself. Was this merely symbolic poetry, a spiritual metaphor, or a prophecy waiting quietly for its moment in history? In this episode, we journey into one of Hindu mythology's most debated mysteries, the coming of Kalki Avatar, not as a distant myth, but as a question that may concern every human alive today. Welcome to this exciting new episode of the channel, The Eternal Odyssey, where we explore the stories of myths and fantasies. Chapter 1, The Cycles of Time. Unlike linear histories that move from beginning to end, Hindu cosmology imagines time as a wheel. It is vast, repeating, and eternal. According to ancient texts such as the Puranas, existence unfolds through four great ages: Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dvapara Yuga, and finally Kali Yuga. Each age represents a gradual decline in Dharma, the cosmic order that sustains balance in the universe. In Satya Yuga, righteousness stands firm on four pillars, truth dominates human life. By Treta Yuga, one pillar weakens. In Dvapara Yuga, morality halves. And in Kali Yuga, only one fragile pillar remains, trembling under the weight of greed, deception, and ignorance. The Mahabharata marks the transition into Kali Yuga, said to have begun after Lord Krishna departed the world. Ancient sages describe this age not through vague symbolism, but through startlingly specific observations. Rulers driven by power rather than duty, wealth mistaken for virtue, relationships reduced to transactions, and knowledge used without wisdom. For centuries, these descriptions were interpreted spiritually. Today, many see eerie parallels in modern society, raising a profound question: did the ancients foresee a repeating human pattern, or something far more literal? Chapter 2, The Prophecy of Kalki. The Vishnu Purana and Bhagavata Purana introduce Kalki as the 10th and final avatar of Vishnu, destined to appear at the darkest moment of Kali Yuga. Unlike earlier avatars who restored balance through guidance or compassion, Kalki arrives as a force of transformation. The texts describe him emerging in the village of Shambhala, born to a Brahmin named Vishnu Yasha, riding a radiant white horse named Devadath, and wielding a sword shining like a comet. Kalki is said to destroy a dharma and awaken humanity from spiritual decay. The imagery is powerful and unsettling. Unlike peaceful spiritual teachers, Kalki represents decisive cosmic correction. Scholars debate whether this destruction refers to physical warfare or the annihilation of ignorance itself, yet the prophecy insists that after Kalki's arrival, time resets. Satya Yuga begins again, restoring harmony. The cyclical nature of existence suggests not an apocalypse, but a renewal. Still, the vivid martial imagery leaves many wondering whether humanity must first pass through chaos before rebirth becomes possible. Chapter 3, Symbolism or Literal Future. Interpretations of Kalki vary dramatically across traditions. Some philosophers argue that Kalki is not a person, but a state of consciousness. He is the awakening of collective awareness when humanity reaches moral exhaustion. In this view, the white horse symbolizes purity and momentum, while the sword represents knowledge cutting through illusion. Others insist the prophecy describes a real historical figure yet to be born. Throughout history, individuals have even claimed to be Kalki. reflecting humanity's recurring desire for a savior during times of crisis. The debate itself reveals something profound about mythology. It functions simultaneously as history, psychology, and spiritual instruction. Ancient storytellers often encoded layered meanings within symbolic narratives, yet the precision of the prophecy, naming lineage, location, and purpose, keeps the literal interpretation alive. This tension between metaphor and prophecy fuels endless fascination, making Kalki one of the most discussed figures in Hindu eschatology. Chapter 4: Kali Yuga and the Modern World. Descriptions of Kali Yuga feel strikingly contemporary. Texts speak of leaders chosen through manipulation, families divided by material desire, and individuals judged by wealth rather than character. Environmental imbalance, mental unrest, and spiritual emptiness are described as natural consequences of humanity's disconnection from Dharma, whether coincidence or insight into recurring human cycles. These observations resonate deeply with modern audiences. Technology connects billions, yet often amplifies division. Information grows exponentially, while wisdom appears scarce. Ancient sages warned that in Kali Yuga, truth would become difficult to recognize, hidden beneath layers of illusion. The question arises, were these predictions mystical foresight, or an understanding of human psychology repeating across ages? Either way, the alignment between ancient descriptions and modern anxieties gives the Kalki prophecy renewed relevance, transforming it from myth into philosophical mirror. Chapter 5: The Warrior Archetype Across Cultures. Interestingly, the idea of a final savior is not unique to Hindu tradition. Many cultures describe a future figure who restores order at the end of a dark age. From messianic prophecies in Abrahamic traditions to apocalyptic warriors in Norse mythology, humanity repeatedly imagines renewal through transformation. Scholars suggest these narratives emerge from a universal psychological need, such as hope during uncertainty. Yet Kalki stands apart because he does not end time permanently. He restarts it. The universe, in Hindu thought, breathes like a living being that travels through creation. Preservation, dissolution, and rebirth repeating endlessly. Kalki is not merely an ending, but a transition. This cyclical worldview challenges modern fears of final destruction, proposing instead that collapse may be a necessary stage of cosmic evolution. Chapter 6: The Mystery of Shambhala. One of the most debated aspects of the prophecy is the birthplace of Kalki, a place called Shambhala. Some interpret it as a hidden physical village, while others see it as a spiritual realm accessible only to enlightened beings. Over centuries, explorers and mystics have searched for Shambhala across the Himalayas, blending mythology with geography. Symbolically, Shambhala may represent inner purity untouched by Kali Yuga's corruption. If so, Kalki's birth suggests transformation begins not in the external world, but within consciousness itself. The ambiguity keeps the mystery alive. Is Shambhala a lost location waiting to be discovered, or a metaphor reminding humanity that salvation arises from inner awakening? Chapter 7: Science, Skepticism, and Faith. Modern scholars approach the Kalki prophecy through historical and sociological lenses. Some argue that such prophecies emerge during periods of societal stress, offering reassurance that justice ultimately prevails. Skeptics view the imagery as allegorical storytelling reflecting moral decline, perceived by ancient authors in their own era. Yet believers counter that cyclical time allows prophecies to remain perpetually relevant. Science examines evidence, mythology examines meaning. The two perspectives need not conflict. Mythological narratives often preserve philosophical truths even when interpreted symbolically. The enduring popularity of Kalki suggests that regardless of literal accuracy, the prophecy fulfills a psychological and spiritual function, reminding humanity that imbalance cannot last forever. Chapter 8, Could Kalki already be here? A provocative question emerges in modern discussions. What if Kalki does not arrive as a single warrior, but as a collective shift? Some thinkers propose that technological revolutions, global awareness, and growing spiritual curiosity represent early signs of transformation. Others interpret global crises as the turbulence preceding renewal. Mythology rarely unfolds exactly as expected. Symbols evolve with time. If Kalki represents restoration of Dharma, perhaps the Avatar manifests through humanity's own awakening rather than divine intervention alone. This interpretation transforms prophecy into responsibility, suggesting that each individual participates in shaping the next age. Chapter 9, The Eternal Message. Ultimately, the story of Kalki may not be about fear of destruction, but hope for renewal. Hindu cosmology teaches that darkness is never permanent. Decline contains the seed of regeneration. The prophecy challenges humanity to examine its choices, to ask whether the end of Kali Yuga arrives through divine force or human transformation. The warrior on the white horse may symbolize courage itself, urging individuals to confront ignorance within and around them. In this sense, Kalki is both future and present, myth and mirror, prophecy and possibility. As the ancient wheel of time continues to turn, one question lingers. Are we merely witnesses to Kali Yuga, or participants in its ending? Perhaps the real mystery is not when Kalki will arrive, but whether humanity will recognize the moment when change begins. If this journey into myth and meaning stirred your curiosity, challenged your perspective, or made you see ancient stories in a new light, then join this growing exploration of history, philosophy, and cosmic mystery. Like this video if you felt the power of the story, share it with someone who loves mythology, and subscribe to become part of the quest to uncover the timeless secrets hidden within our past and our future. Thank you.